Hi, I'm Terry Castleman, and once again we're here with Katie Barker with Cooking with Katie Girl. And last show, you know, she did a program completely about asparagus that was wonderful. And today it's going to be that other spring green vegetable or leafy vegetable, which is baby spinach.
Okay.
And I love the spinach that's in the packages because you don't have to rinse it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't like rinsing the big spinach that's available. So I like to use the baby because it tastes the same and there's very little maintenance work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I like it in these little bags because, I don't know, it stays fresh longer. I don't know, something with the bag, it's magic, I don't know. Anyway, okay? So we're gonna make a pasta with a brown butter sauce.
And I love this brown butter sauce, absolutely. You could eat erasers with this brown butter sauce, but don't eat erasers, just...
Terry has, I saw him in the back the other day. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our brown butter for it because it takes a minute, okay? So I got a pound of butter here.
Oh my God.
Right? I know, don't judge me for my butter use, okay? And I'm just gonna, and this, you know, it feeds a lot of people, you know, so.
Okay, 2, 3, 4.
And we're just gonna kind of let this melt over like a little bit of a higher heat, and then once it's all melted, we'll turn it down a little because we don't want it to burn because everybody's burnt butter once or twice.
Okay, so you
with
want it
low heat, and we just want it to just get a nutty brown sort of color.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's browning, which will take a while. We're gonna start on our next dish, which is we're making like a creamed spinach and chicken that we're gonna put over these like little sweet corn cakes.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
an upscale version of chicken a la king?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of. I grilled chicken breast last night, okay? So it's great to use leftover chicken, which most people have laying around, but if you don't, just, you know, like throw a chicken breast in the oven for a few minutes until it's done, okay? And I'm just gonna cut it into chunks.
Okay.
Okay? I love it during sweet corn season in like August and stuff when you can actually like cut off sweet corn and put it in cakes and stuff.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. I drive over to Beardstown to Bill Unland's farm to get my sweet corn.
The
watermelon's always better if you go and get it yourself out of the patch.
I grew up on a farm.
That's right, in Havana.
Yeah, and I would walk across the street and steal the neighbor's corn.
Okay.
Dark time in my life. Okay. And this chicken has a little bit of blackening season on it, which I like, but if you don't, you know, plain's cool. Okay. Put that aside. Okay. And then here I got a carrot. Just plain old carrot. I saw these real cool carrots the other day, which I'm hoping they'll have in the farmer's market this year. Farmers. Okay. And anyway, they're called Thumbelina carrots.
Oh, yes.
And you always hear me talk about heirloom tomatoes. Those are the ones that are all different colors and stuff. They're like the heirloom variety of carrots. And they're like really like short and round and neat shapes, and they're cool.
You know that Queen Anne's lace that grows on railroad tracks?
Yeah.
That's indigenous carrot.
Really?
If you pull one up and rinse it off with water and taste the root, it tastes like carrot.
A little bit of trivia.
I know.
Yeah. So I'm just cutting this in, you know, decent sized chunks. And I don't put celery in this just because, I don't know.
Okay, because you don't put celery in it.
Yeah, but
well, you got something green already.
Yeah, but you can if you want, you know.
Okay.
I have nothing against celery.
Yes.
We're friends.
All those people that love celery are going to write in now.
Okay, and I just got a regular onion, yellow onion. Just gonna cut it into chunks. And I like things that are kind of rustic looking, you know? So I leave everything kind of like decent sized chunks. Okay, but you can cut it up kind of fine if you want. Okay, your butter's melting away over there.
Yes.
And make sure when you're doing that brown butter that you use a pan that it has some room to expand in because it will.
Oh, I see, because it's foaming now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that can be a bad situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Butter and a flame.
Butter and a flame, not a good idea. Okay, so we're just gonna chop up the onion. Can you put a little fire under that burner for me?
This one here?
Yeah, just turn it all the way till it clicks.
There we go.
That's good. All right, so we got our chicken, we got some onion, we got some carrot. We got a pan preheating. Will you hand me that olive oil? I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil in this pan. Okay, good. And then I'm gonna put our onion and our carrot. And we just kind of want to sweat this, and that means, I mean, you can saute it if you want, but because we're not food snobs, but the difference between sweating and sauteing, sweating is where you start out in cold oil.
Oh. Okay.
And just kind of let it come up to temperature. And it doesn't really give a lot of color to the vegetables. It just kind of like draws out the flavor.
Okay.
And we want kind of like this like white sauce with this green spinach in it.
Okay.
And so we don't want that caramelization to kind
Right,
of off color it. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so we're just sweating. But I mean, if you're going to saute it, it's no big deal. If your pan gets a little too hot on you, whatever. Okay, it's fine. All right. So we got our brown butter going. We got our onion and carrot going. Now we're going to start our corn cakes.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to move our chicken out of the way until we're ready for it. Grab a bowl for little corn cakeys. Okay. All right. Terry's got my cornmeal. And I do like, anything I do cornmeal with, I do like 2 parts flour to 1 part cornmeal. Yeah, we'll need that too.
Okay.
And I like to use yellow cornmeal for this because I like the yellow color, but you can use like white cornmeal or something if you like that. Just a little bit of cornmeal. I just kind of eyeball everything in this. We used to have these corn cakes all the time when I was younger, and we would eat jelly on them.
Okay.
I don't know why. So I got cornmeal. We got some flour. It's pretty much just like a pancake mix, add cornmeal. Okay.
Okay.
Then, see, we got a little sugar here, and I like these to be kind of sweet. So I put, you know, like a good, like, 1/3 of a cup of sugar or so. Okay. All right. We got some eggs somewhere. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper.
Right there to the left.
Oh, yes, thank you. And then also I got some baking powder right here. Okay, a couple tablespoons of that.
So it raises?
Now, yeah, so it raises. Now, a lot of people don't know the difference between baking powder and baking soda.
There's a big difference.
There's a big difference. Baking, and I learned this in home ec class in high school. Okay. Baking powder is baking soda that has a dry, acidic powder in it. Okay. Baking soda is just baking soda.
Okay.
So if you have a recipe that has some kind of acidic product in it, like let's say you're making buttermilk pancakes, because buttermilk is acidic, you'll have baking soda in it, because baking soda needs that acid to activate it, to make stuff raise, okay? But if you have something that doesn't have any acid in it, like these corn cakes don't, use baking powder because it doesn't need anything. Okay? All right, so we got all our dry ingredients. And the big thing with pancakes is not to over mix the batter, okay? Because that makes them tough, because it develops the gluten in the flour. So you just want to just bring it together. So that's why, I have to mix as little as possible. I just mix together my dry ingredients first.
Okay. Oh, okay. I understand.
Right. I'm going to put like 2 or 3 eggs. Here, you want to give our butter a swirl?
Sure.
When that starts to get kind of brown around the edges, just kind of give it a little swirl. Just sort of get the brownness going throughout it. Okay, so 3 eggs, some milk, and one guy, I was cooking this pancake breakfast one time for like a bunch of people, and I was very unfamiliar with a griddle at the time. I hadn't cooked a lot. And I was trying to make this pancake batter and having a very hard time. And this guy said, you know, the only thing you need to remember about pancake batter is that it should be the consistency of paint.
Okay.
So that's what I always remembered. So when you're making pancake batter, if it's like this consistency of paint, you're in good shape.
You're in good shape.
Okay, so we're just going to mix this together. And like I said, we're not going to over-mix. We're just going to mix it together.
Okay.
And see, that's kind of like paint.
Yeah, like paint.
Like paint. All right?
Okay.
And I add just a smidge more flour to it. Where'd that get stuck? Because it's a little bit thin. Okay.
Okay.
Mix that up, and then we're going to get our pan preheating for this.
You should really have a live studio audience for this show.
We do. Glenn's over there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to get that preheating. In the meantime, this is about ready for our chicken.
It's sweated enough. Sweating to the oldies. It's a Richard
I'm not going to make a
Simmons
comment.
recipe.
Okay, this brown butter is about done right here. You see, once the foam on top starts to turn brown, that means it's pretty good. Okay? So we're just going to cut it off and let it kind of finish cooking. And after it cools just a smidge, we're going to put in some just whole sage leaves, fresh ones, and it's going to make like a sage brown butter.
Oh, okay. Lovely. Lovely.
Okay? So, to this, I'm going to bring back our chicken. Okay. Pour that right in there.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to add some chicken broth, if I have any open here. And some cream.
Okay. Oh, how lovely.
Okay. And then I'm just going to give this a quick little stir. And then we're going to add some spinach into this. And it's just going to kind of like wilt down into the sauce. Okay? And so add more than you think, because spinach has a lot of water in it, as does any like leafy green vegetable. So always use like a lot more than you think you're going to need.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's take our little baby spinach. We can open it up.
Yeah, I've noticed that I like to wilt spinach, you know, to make cream spinach. And you have a start out with a pen that's this tall, and you end up with 4
With like
servings.
a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so some spinach in there. And I just kind of like heap it up on top, and as it cooks, it'll just kind of cook down.
Could you use arugula in that?
Yeah, yeah, that'd be really good. You use a little less arugula though, because it's kind of strong.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so we'll let that get cooking.
Okay.
Okay, now I think our corn cake stuff is about ready here.
Okay.
Okay. So grab me one of those little spoons, will you? Like right here. And one thing about batter is you got to use it pretty much right away, because your baking soda will quit being activated, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to come around here, and I'm just going to make little cakes.
Okay.
Okay? We're just going to drop some little cakes into our oil. And you know when to turn pancakes is when the top sort of like gets little bubbles on it and it starts to look dry.
Okay.
Okay? And when that happens, it's ready to flip. And the biggest mistake people make when they make pancakes is they get their heat too high and they burn before they're ready to flip.
Okay.
Okay? So you don't want that. So we're going to take a break for a second, let our spinach wilt, let our corn cakes finish cooking, and we'll be right back.
Okay.